Hello, my name is V Sin, and this is a snapshot of Atelier Ayesha, the Alchemist of Dusk Plus. Or maybe it's Atelier Ayesha plus the Alchemist of Dusk. I'm not sure which one is which. Anyways, this game came out on January the 13th, 2014 for the PlayStation Vita in North America. This is Gust's sort of time management simulator. It's an RPG, it does have combat elements, but to me, it's definitely a time management simulator. A little bit of background about myself. I actually played Atelier Toturi about a year ago, and I didn't like it. I actually didn't. So why the hell am I revisiting this franchise? Because since then, 2 other Atelier games came out, I didn't bother. I decided, you know what? Maybe my opinions have changed over the last year. Maybe I like it more. Maybe I have a different take on this sort of thing. Maybe it's a different iteration that he did some things better, some things worse. I don't know. So that's why I'm here now. First of all, options menu, because I always do it. A few things I want to point out here. Skip message and skip event. These are actually available to you right off the bat if you so desire when you tick all. If you don't want to see these, they're like a blue and red box on the dialogue boxes that just says start. You can skip everything. Press circle to auto run through everything. You do have the option to just have that at the beginning of the game if, like, for example, you're one of the PS3 players who just doesn't give a fuck about reading the story, or if you just don't want to bother with the story sort of thing, which is convenient. Another thing is the language option here. The only thing I have to mention here is just a little, like pet peeve of mine, where in a lot of games you have to reload the entire game or go through a 30-second loading screen or something in order to change languages. And here, all you do is this. And then bam, instantly. That's just a pet peeve of mine, and it's nice to know that they did that. Just saying. Dressing room, quickly run you through this. The extras is mostly just like information, rewatch cutscenes, see this, see that. Dressing room is different costumes that you can put on Ayesha. Like this and that. And whatever. I believe these are mostly sold as DLC. The costumes I have right now apparently are free DLC that come with the digital purchase. I could be wrong about that, though, and I don't know if it's time limited or something. Anyways, let's just put back all the regular stuff. So, I have been at this for 13 hours. However, I also have another save file 2 hours long. It's a dumb reason, but the reason I have 2 save files is because at one point I thought that the game had bugged out and prevented me from progressing. Then I looked up the answer, and it's like, well, fuck, I'm an idiot. Actually, no, the real reason is I restarted the save file, got to the same point, and I was like, oh, I have to do that. Well, fuck. And so I ended up wasting 7 gameplay months doing absolutely nothing. Whatever, so here we are in her workshop in Weisenberg. Like, she actually has 4 workshops as of this point in my save file. And she actually gains 3 of those workshops within the first hour of gameplay, which is ridiculously fast, especially compared to something like Atelier Toturi, where for like the first 5 months of gameplay, you're stuck with like 1 workshop, or whatever. I'm ranting about bullshit. Let's get to the synthesis first. So the synthesis to me is the core of the game. It's Alchemist, not the Alchemist, not the Adventurer, which admittedly is what Toturi was called, but whatever. Alchemist, so you make shit. So let's go with, you have all this different stuff that you can make. Some of them are components, some of them are final ingredients, some of them are final ingredients that you can use as components. You know what, let's make a success ring, because why the fuck not? So you have different materials that you can use. If you see the ones in brackets like gemstone, lucky charm, those are various items in a given category, or there's just soft metal rod, which you have to have only soft metal rods can be used here, for example. In this case, it's a craftable item, so let's slot that in. Gemstone, we can pick different ones. Now what you can see on the bottom left-hand corner is the bars are going haywire. The difference between these items is, first, quality. This is something that has existed in every Atelier game. Higher quality, better item. The other thing, though, is the 4-element system. Fire, water, wind, earth. By having certain elemental distributions on your item, you can trigger different effects. So, for example, I'm going to focus on earth for this item. So you can see here, you can see the question marks down there. Screw it, I'm going to use this crystal claw, because why the fuck not? And then let's use Lucky Charm, and we'll find another Earth Element item. Let's see here, Rain Power, good with Planet Expand Power, Addition Storm Power, Water Power. Again, Hidden Power, cute. Price, rating increases 5. Okay, let's just try to use Vertigrass then. synthesize. You can make them. You can also make multiples over the course of several days. I'm just gonna make one for demonstration purposes. You can also just put ingredients at random and it'll puke out whatever random distribution it ends up with. But let's put in ingredients and I'll show you around this system because it's pretty damn interesting. So your system is, you can basically put them in certain orders. Now you look at these attributes, for example, like when this trait exists in the stockyard, does that. But for example, there's also water spirit. Oh, it's an ice element item, not water element, whatever. So this is after you put this item in and this thing is in the stockyard, the next item that is ice element will get an additional bonus. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them. Heightened power, so sure. Put heightened power first. Then heighten the power of this. And you can see amazingly made down here. It increases quality. You can also see on the right side. Let's go back real quick. So let's put this back in. What it does is it increases the bonus points essentially, and what it'll do is it'll just give it bonus attributes as well. Now let's scroll back a bit. You also have skills that you gain as you gain higher alchemy levels. These will have other effects on the synthesis. What I like to do sometimes is power 4, high quality item. I actually can't do it with this one. Let's see here, rock power. Then double up on the item use. Fuck, I don't have a CP for that. Put this here. Then I get tier 3 of that. And then what happens is you can see in the top left-hand corner CP 10, but this is a minus 27 item, so it will do absolutely nothing. I gotta know if I can explain it properly, but essentially you get to screw around with what the outcome of this is, which I really like about this game, basically. Let's see if I do this. It gives me 9. That doesn't do anything good. Okay, then just have to do this. Put this. See, yeah, I want the higher quality, so let's go with this one. Synthesis, a certain number of days will pass, and you create the item. And then there's the item that I've got. I'm not 100% sure what this does, so let's put it in the container for a second. Basket is where you put items when you want to go out into the world. Container is just long-term storage. I don't know how big the container is. I think it's infinite, actually, in this game. Whatever, this is an accessory, I believe. Let's go to the equipment. That's equipment Ayesha. So you have weapon. It's character specific. Has different effects. Weapons, I believe, are almost entirely gained from battle. There are some vendor weapons, but realistically, you're going to be getting them from battle. And I think they have a high drop rate from slag type enemies, where they will drop weapons applicable to your party composition. It won't drop weapons for other members. I think I could be horribly wrong about that. You also have armor slot, different pieces of armor, different attributes, whatever. Accessory slot. Everyone has 2 accessory slots, and you can slot in whatever the hell it is. Let's look at this success ring. This item for part of the attack and speed are added to defense. Only applies to base stats. That's a trait that's just for synthesis, and then MP consumption down, max HP up, attack up. So let's not give it to her. Let's give it to her, because she uses shit tons of SP. Oh, okay, that's what happens. It takes it directly out. So put that in there, and then we'll put this on. Revival? Oh, it actually has a chance to revive too. Neat. So whatever, so you have her equipment as well. She actually uses shit tons of SP, so I better give that to her. Other than that, it's an equipment system. Whatever. Let's see, anything else I need to get through here? Nothing particularly special here, I think. But you have your attack, defense, resistance is speed, because there's a speed base. It's turn-based, but you go next, speed makes you go faster, blah blah blah. It's a fairly standard combat system, I guess. Although it is kind of interesting, and I'll have to show you when we get into combat. Oh shit, I almost forgot. One last thing, memory diary. This is basically an upgrade system. So what you do is you go through events in the world. Some of them are story events, some of them are character-specific events, whatever. And what those events will do is eventually when you get to the end of a certain chain, you will get this memory. You press select for bonuses. And what you have are 2 of these bonuses. The first bonus is just after you complete it, you get this bonus. The second bonus, you have to apply memory points. Memory points you can see listed on the right side. You can gain them from quests, from crafting items, from fighting, from gathering, from talking to people. Shit, fucking everything gives you memory points. Gain enough memory points, fill this up, and you will gain the second attribute. In this case, for example, when making food items, you generated an extra item. For example, there are other interesting things like nomadic shoes. This is a very important item for reducing travel time consumption, which is fucking massive. This is also, on a random note, this is also the memory that I got stuck on and didn't know what to do. Fuck. I think I actually wasted a whole year doing absolutely nothing. Whatever. Anyways, so this is various different effects that you can get. Another thing is Discover, which is handy. At the start of the game, you can't recover from walking around. Now you can. Also, 100% XP share, very handy as well. Whatever. Let's quickly go down to Bazaar Street. I'll show you a couple extra things down here. Come on. Loading screens are a little bit long in my opinion, but not too bad. So first of all, shops. Normally this shop isn't here. It's just a bazaar event that takes place during days 10 and 19 of every month. But basically, some of your party members will start up shops and sell shit. So like, hey, you can buy stuff. So buying stuff is fairly standard. I'm just gonna send it all to the container. Most of the items in vendors are actually kind of shit, and you should probably craft or gather them yourself. Some of these items, like for example, crystalline ether, I don't know where to gather them, so I just stock up them for no fucking good reason. There's also stuff like most of these you can craft on your own or gather fairly easily. It's mostly a convenience thing, but even then I hear that in hard mode, you don't want to be buying items, you just want to be buying books for crafting recipes. You can also sell your stuff to them, but you see the numbers here. Even if I sell 32 rich roots, I'm not getting much cash out of this at all. Recruit is just because she's a party member, add them to my party. Register is you can register items that you have made to the person. Let's give her a red supplement. Is this the same red supplement? No, this is a higher quality. Let's replace this because this is higher quality. And you can give them stuff and they will, after time passes, they will gain more of them, stock more, and you can buy them back and you don't have to waste time crafting them, but you do waste money in response. Naturally, you can also like buy them back and like, yay, buy stuff back. Sure, I'll just buy all these back because these are good dried medical herbs that I made. That's about it for that. There are also delivery quests. These guys are available all over the map in various different locations. If you talk to them, they will request a certain item. In this case, he wants 1 beast leather item. For other requests, it is, I want 3 of this item, or I want many of ice element items, or I want like fruit type items with a certain quality, but you can just give him a shit ton of them and to overpower the quality issue. Like, it's a whole bunch of varied fetch quests, basically. This is also the primary way you earn money, because earning money through selling stuff or fighting stuff is really shitty. It's mostly questing to earn money, and to me, money is mostly spent on books, so you can learn how to craft more items. Like, there are a whole bunch of other fluff areas in this place, but this is really the mechanics that you need to know, and I don't want to spend more time, because I've already spent almost 15 minutes. So, here's the world map. You can run around doing different things. This here is an event. I believe it's with Linka. Let's see. Do I want to do the event first, or do I want to do some crap stuff first? Let's head down south. So let's watch this event first. Let's see. I'm gonna turn on the Japanese. Let's turn on the English voice acting first. And then head over here. I'll show you a bunch of events. I don't want to run around the world until it's something more level appropriate, so let's head down south. I'll show you this event. Weird. Actually, that's really weird, because I watched this cutscene earlier in Japanese, and there was voice acting. That's actually really fucking weird. Because this, in Japanese, this does have voice acting. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. That is actually very interesting. They didn't do voice acting for everything. I mean, the Japanese also doesn't have voice acting for everything, but that was definitely voice acted in Japanese. I made sure to check. Like, oh, well, fuck. Anyways, let's go over to Wayward Forest, because it's somewhere I can actually run around. They're also, like, for example... Actually, wait. Stop. You see this guy on the map? Basically, there are various different characters you can meet on the map. All of them will sell you items. Where the hell is Ernie? There's Ernie. He's over there. They're all various different merchants that will sell you shit. I'm hoping this is actually a major cutscene, and then we can do English voice acting sampling. Like, also one other thing that I don't know if this is a bug or an oversight, but normally you would be able to interact with the tile because I'm standing on it. As soon as you move the cursor away, you can no longer interact with the tile, and you're forced to do this. And then move back again. And then don't touch your controls. And you can, you know, talk and like, hey, buy shit, and like enter the area. But as soon as you move your cursor again, you can't interact with the tile anymore. Like, why? Why? This is actually infuriating, because you have to waste 2 days to get back to the tile. I have no idea why the fuck they would do this. Like, this feels like a glitch or an oversight or something really shitty. It's just really fucking annoying. It's just like, should I go somewhere? Nah, I better go back to my place. Oh, wait, I can't do that. Fuck. So anyways, let's go exploring for a bit. In Wayward Forest. It's not quite level appropriate, a bit below my level, but I get to show you around, so why not? Here's a place. You also have noted Search Delusion Forest. For all these places, basically, you gather everything and kill everything, and you can gain, and you beat the little achievement. Fulfilling the achievement, what it'll do is it'll give you various bonuses. And here's combat.
Taking the first attack.
Alright, so with Ayesha, she has no skills. I don't know why she has no skills. She has an enormous mana pool, but no skills. What she does instead is she uses items. Let's use a lightning bomb. So, a single target, whatever. Let's go to Seal Skin. You can see left and right side, Pursuit and Back Attack. Pursuit is deal damage. Back Attack is attack from behind, deal critical damage, and change your positioning. So let's do that with Linka for a second. There. There we go. Now what happens is that, if you select the move command for a second, basically there are four different places on the map that you can be. And in this case, where those two are standing is one place. There's over here, over there, and then where she's standing right now. What those will do is, depending on your positioning and depending on your distance from the enemy, your various different things will have different effects. So for example, attacking from behind is automatic critical. Attacking from the side does nothing. Attacking from the front does nothing. But if they are attacking close, so if you are in the same area as that opponent, then you will might have an effect. If you're attacking long in the area opposite from that opponent, then you will have an effect, etc. Now let's do skill. Let's do just an AoE real quick. Those short additional damage.
I will clear this area.
And you can see the extra little one there. She does extra damage. Although, again, personally, I really don't like the English voice acting in this game. Screw that. Let's change it back to Japanese. Fuck this. I'm sorry, I just find the English voice acting to be really crappy. Also, what you do is you press square and hit the opponent for initiative, or you can, if you don't hit the opponent for initiative, what happens is your party members instead get scattered, and if you see on the top right hand corner, the priority list gets shuffled around a bit. Yay! I don't know, I just really prefer the Japanese voice acting, because to me it just makes sense with the characters. I like the English voice acting, which is sort of like, I am a person, I am doing something, like, whatever. I'm just going to be a completionist here. Damn, I can't go through that. Also, your characters, when they gather stuff, they'll occasionally quip in. Another thing is that, pay attention to the bottom right-hand corner. You can see that there are different icons there. Your party members have a chance to proc gathering, basically. So, when you have party members, there is a chance that your party members will attempt to gather. The quality of the item they gather is dependent on which party member is in which area. So, for example, Regina is a miner. If you are in a place that gathers ores or something, then she has a higher chance of getting higher quality items, basically. Also, Ayesha has no skills. She only throws items at people. So here's an item that you can throw. Boom. It's kind of overkill, but whatever. Shoot. What the hell happened? Sorry, that was my computer. I don't think you saw that, but that was my computer. Alright. Deal with you, because you're getting in my face. I've also found that, like, I also actually really like the environment quality different, I guess. Oh, this is a blessing. Mind blessing? Uses the power of ailments a little and heals MP. Oh, whatever. I'll make use of that later. Heal blessing L. Heals heavily, I guess. Whatever. Let's use a Himmel Shink. And then use her. And then her back attack. Yay, robot girls. And they level up, and they will gain base stats, and yay, all that good stuff. You know, fairly standard things. You can also choose to not take all the items that you pick up, but whatever. There we go. So, achievement clear. There, you look at Search Delusion Forest, in this case Gathering. I gained 5 memory points for that, and then I had to defeat all the monsters to gain the other part. I gained an Exploration Award. 400 coal. Sure, let's do that. Yeah, I think this is probably the last enemy. What I dislike about combat, though, is that there's no way to speed up or skip through animation, which is a little bit annoying. Like, I mean, it's not a problem in terms of gameplay time, because the gameplay time is only affected standardly, like, just like every single time eats one block of map time. Oh shit, I forgot to explain that, but like fighting a battle, basically it's the same amount of time expended every single time. So just quick grab this shit. Yay. You can see in the top right hand corner, those green bars, basically you expend those from performing actions, gathering, fighting, whatever. And like fighting them, monsters only consumes 1 bar. Gathering items initially consumes 2 of those small bars, and you can gain an item that will make it only consume 1 bar per tick, which is nice. Let's get out of here. Blah da da. Let's head to the other event at the library. How much money do I have? I don't think I can buy the book. Whatever. That's over. Right over there. Go in here. And I think this, for me, is mostly just showing off environment variety. Like, yay. Like, you have a lot of different environments in this game, which is what I like. What I've also noticed, though, is that a lot of these environments are very desaturated, shall I say. I mean, this is called the Alchemist of Dusk, so yeah. Like, you know, a whole bunch of very varied environments and stuff. I think this is going to pop an event. This is going to pop an event. Oh well, whatever, Japanese voice acting, hopefully. Do. Come on, loading.
オディリアさん、遊びに来ました。アーシャ、待っていました。さあ、しのぎましょう。何をしのぐんですか？退屈をです。私はずっとあなたの来訪を待っていたのですから。それで今日は何をしますか？お土産があるんです。じゃーん、甘いもの。ほら、前に言っていたでしょ、甘いものを食べてみたいって。これが甘いもの。何やら懐かしい香りがします。オディリアさんのために用意したんです。ぜひ食べてみてください。そこまで言うのであれば、食べることはやぶさかではありません。本来なら必要ないですが、私には食事機能も搭載されていますから。あんまり難しく考えないで食べちゃってください。そうですか。では助言に従います。それにしても食事などいつぶりでしょうか？そうですね。前回の食事の記録を検索してみましょう。難しいこと考えるのやめましょうよ。そうでした。ではいただきましょう。甘いものってそれだけで幸せになりますよね。食べ過ぎちゃうと太っちゃいますけれど、誘惑にはなかなか逆らえなくって。オディリアさんにもぜひ甘いものの魅力を知ってほしいです。というわけでご用意したんですけれど、どうですか、オディリアさん。今日のが気に入ってもらえたら他にもおすすめはあるんですよ。なので感想をお聞きしたいんですけれど、どうでしょう？オディリアさん？ダメだ、聞こえてないみたい。これが甘いものですか？ごちそうさまでした。どうでした？前にも言った通り、私には食事というものは必要ありません。ですが悪くはなかったです。甘いというのは不思議な感覚ですね。食事するのもいい退屈しのぎになるのですね。気に入ってくれてるのかそうでないのかよくわからない。とても緩慢でとろけるようで魅惑的で心地のいい興味深い現象でした。とりあえず気に入ってくれたみたい。よかった。健康のためにも食事はした方がいいですよ。アーシャ、前にも言いましたが、私は人の手によって作られました。高度な錬金術で作られたこの体は食事や睡眠をとらずとも病気になったり死んだりしたりということはないのです。すごい。そうです、すごいのです。ですが甘いものであればまた食べてあげます。今度また持ってくると良いですよ。わかりました。じゃあ楽しみにしててくださいね。
I don't know. I think that like I say that I turn on the Japanese voice acting, but I actually am not a fan of Aisha's Japanese voice acting. I don't know, maybe it's just this sort of like genre of voice acting I just don't like it that much. Everyone else, at least, like, you can tell there's intonation, you can tell that it's character viable sort of thing, whereas the English voice acting is just no, please, no, please. Either way. So with all that in mind, I think it's really an overview of the mechanics. Sure, there's a hot air balloon and there's a whole bunch of other things, but like, let's get to a verdict. Would I recommend this game? You know, because here's the thing. In terms of this game versus Atelier Totori, there are a few things that I strongly prefer. And it's really things that I should have covered earlier, but whatever. One of the things is that stuff no longer rots. Like, that is actually kind of important. Stuff doesn't rot anymore. Like, you can keep it forever for the entire game. And that's awesome. And apparently Totori is a really hard game, but whatever. Another thing is that I prefer about this game, though, is also the frame story. Because the frame story is, within 3 years, save your sister. Whereas with Atelier Totori, it's become an adventurer. Okay, what's the point of becoming an adventurer? Because she said so? Like, I don't really have a motivation. It's just a whole bunch of do this, do that, and kind of running around in circles. And then after 2 years, I complete the objective, and I'm just thinking, well, what the fuck do I do now? Wait for time to pass, and then you finally get a thing. Now you must do this within this time period at this quality. It's like, well, really? Whereas Atelier Ayesha is a lot looser about how it treats objectives. Like, you can approach an objective through several different means. You can gather stuff, you can buy stuff, you can make it yourself, you can make a lot of stuff, you can make higher quality stuff, etc. Like, you can, even now, if you go to the panel here, it's like, you can revive the Centennial Flower, you can make it rain with a certain item, you can find something, like various different ways of approaching the game, sort of thing. Let's see, can I buy his books? Real quick. Yeah, I can buy his book. And stuff like that. And it's a lot... I think it lends itself better to a sort of time management simulator, where you're pulled in different directions, the frame story is loose and says, go in that general direction. You have to figure out what is the most efficient way. It doesn't just automatically present a list of stuff and you math out everything. It's just like, I need to go, there's that option. I wonder if that option is better than that option. Should I do this? Should I do that? I prefer this sort of sensation for this type of gameplay. Like, I hear that apparently this is really easy, and even though I've literally wasted a year, I still stand a chance of getting the good ending, but, like, it's sort of just this looseness to it. It's just, it fits, I think it fits the gameplay better, in my opinion. I really think it fits the gameplay better. I'll talk to all these buggers. Interesting, because apparently I'm supposed to go to the homunculus village or something for another quest, but I'm getting derailed. I'm sorry. I'm actually enjoying this game for once. Like, it's not super difficult gameplay or anything, but it's like it gives you the sense that you're doing something, and like gives you a reason to do it without being so strict about it, I guess. I just feel that it really fits this sort of gameplay to me. I don't know how I should best describe it, but to me, this game just works, you know? So yes, I would recommend this game. I would recommend this as an entry into the Atelier series as well. Over other options, although again, I have not played Atelier Rorona Plus or Atelier Meru Plus. I haven't played either of them. I've only played Totori and Ayesha, so take that as you will, but I think that this is a great intro to the series, because it does a better job of matching up to the expectations of what this game is all about, you know? Like, you know, I recommend this game, and I recommend that, like, again, though, like, this is a sort of girly, cutesy sort of thing. I probably should mention this earlier, but this is definitely more of the shoujo female-targeted audience with the way that they portray the cast. Like, especially since the main character is the, oh, I'm so mediocre, but, and, like, becomes awesome sort of thing. That is the most shoujo thing ever, but whatever. So, like, it is that sort of aesthetic, and of course you also have the fact that it is the anime aesthetic. But other than that, it's just like, if you're interested, I think that this is probably a nice and interesting way to get into it. Again, from what I've done research about, this is apparently one of the easiest games in the franchise. So you can, like, have a better time getting a grasp of how the game works without, oh, fuck you, failed sort of thing. But, you know, like, it's interesting. I'm enjoying it. All this time, sure, I got stuck, but the rest of the time, I still found stuff to do and still enjoyed what I did, sort of thing, right? And I think that's what matters to me. So TLDR, yes, I enjoyed this game. It is good. My name is Unvincent. Thanks for watching.